Majesty King Salman bin Abdul Aziz and Your Royal Highness Prince Muhammad bin Salman Al Saud for convening this important meeting today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I concur with the many excellent points and recommendations made by fellow leaders. Their views reflect a united voice of the Muslim Ummah, born out of the surge of shared conviction among our people. We acknowledge that the circumstances confronting the Muslim world and the Ummah has been most trying and challenging. Yet, it is indeed highly commendable that painstaking efforts have been made and continue to be made, including summits such as this, so as to find ways and means to put an end to violence, destruction, and misery brought on the Palestinian people and to relieve their long and untold suffering. Israel no longer belongs within the civilized community of nations, and its barbarism demands nothing less than decisive action to safeguard not just the Middle East, but the entire global order. 50 years ago, the world was so horrified by the atrocities in South Africa that the United Nations General Assembly took the unprecedented step of denying its government a seat of the Assembly. Israel, however, has gone beyond the pale, beyond reason, beyond humanity itself in its vile and blatant perpetration of genocide of the people of Palestine. These cumulative acts of violence against an entire nation leaves us with no choice but to demand the swift and effective action of the international community, including embargo, suspension, and even expulsion. In its relentless campaigns, Israel has now struck at the very heart of the international community's lifeline for Palestine, by targeting the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. By barring UNRWA from operating, Israel is causing the collapse of the world's humanitarian response, cutting off the most basic means of survival in Gaza for those who have already lost so much. We must put an end to this continued senseless carnage and take immediate steps to furnish more effective protection for the UNRWA. We must accord better protection for the UN peacekeepers in Lebanon, comprising nearly 50 nations, including Malaysia, who have been attacked and terrorized by Israeli forces. The international community must act swiftly and forcefully. As an immediate measure, we must push, as Malaysia did at the UN General Assembly in September, to impose an immediate arms embargo against Israel. Nevertheless, the severity of Israel's assault on humanity's most basic rules of international compact deserves consideration of a more serious response. For the sake of not only the Palestinian but humanity itself, we must punish and deter Israel's repeated violations of international law and norms. We should therefore build a consensus towards suspending or even expelling Israel from the United Nations itself. Israel's trail of atrocities has already spread into Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. If the world turns away now, this violence will not remain contained. It will ignite a fire that threatens to engulf the entire region and the rest of the world. At the end of the day, the most aspects of our concern are the victims. It is therefore imperative that we redouble current efforts to help rebuild Gaza from the ruins of destruction. Of crucial importance is implementing the plans without any undue delay. We must draw a line in the sand, not only as Muslims, but as fellow humans, united and bound by our fragile mortality and committed to a simple truth, a wish for a safer, kinder world for our children and the generations to come. Thank you.